Welcome. Happy Leo full moon. I am Kapualani, and this is your collective general Leo full moon reading. So, for this full moon, as always, we're going to open up the space with some sound cleansing, healing tones. I'm going to chime my tuning fork 3 times, giving us some space to connect to our breath, connect to your goals, intentions, higher self, higher power, your guides, and so forth. All right. So let's get comfortable. Let's tune in. All right. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, with just the opening greeting to those who have been subscribed, I appreciate you so much. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. So I usually include 2 parts to these readings, which I'm going to do the same for this full moon. The second part will be a full moon workshop. So I'm going to do these spreads, or this particular spread for the full moon, these spreads and the guided meditation a little bit differently. There's a little bit more streamlined focus, but that's the intention at least. Let's see how it goes. And so, just as a note, this Leo full moon is really all about leading from the heart, reclaiming joy, creativity, confidence. It's all about illuminating those areas, those aspects of ourselves where we're ready to be seen much more fully. All right, so have you focused on your goals, your intentions? I know full moons technically, right? They're like, oh, really is no intention setting because it's a release. So let's see the spirit for all who are watching, while tuning in for this soul connection, soul family. What is being illuminated at the peak of this full moon? What's coming through for this full moon? They're saying just shuffle. Okay. So, opening messages. Synergy, 6 of Worlds. So this would be like the 6 of Pentacles, obviously, with worlds, give and take. All right. You're wanting to be acknowledged for your hard work and efforts, for what you've been putting into your goals, for what you've been putting into whatever it is, if it's a relationship, because 6 is relationship energy. It's the balance and harmony of the relationships, the exchange, the giving and receiving, right? And maybe even on the flip side, if you have felt as though you've been in a receiving position and you're ready to be in the position of empowerment to give, you know, that could be part of it as well. That being said, how does your energy, let's see how your energy wants to move through you. Yeah, from a healing space, Ace of Cups, a fresh start. And I'm also really drawn to the flowers, right? And just, I love tulips, and I believe these two at least are tulips. And they're just so beautiful. So I'm just present to the fragrance and aroma, like the sweet, you know what I mean? Stopping and smelling the flowers, having a moment to enjoy your successes and what you've managed to develop. There really is this emphasis I'm feeling on return of investments, on even a little bit of celebration. Like I see, like I'm thinking of the traditional, Ace of Cups, the hand with the chalice that's being presented. It's like you're lifting your glass in celebration. And, that's where it's like, okay, job well done, like a little bit of a pat on the back. But because of the exchange with you know, the 6 of Worlds here, and I'm loving this synergy energy. The swans, okay, all of it. Um, Especially there is this feeling like, yeah, no, I've earned this. There's an a doubt. You know what I mean? And there isn't, I don't feel any um negativity either, you know. So let's see what is coming through. What gift of yours, what strength comes to you effortlessly that maybe you're not noticing, maybe you're overlooking it. Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups. Wow, looking at this, enjoying there's some spirit, y'all are touching on some other energies coming through here. So yeah, these energies of fulfillment, these energies of healing connections, healing relationships, healing your own sense of what brings you joy and fulfillment, and your ability to experience joy and fulfillment in the moment, in the here and now. Okay, part of where you're at in this moment, what you're reflecting on, and what you might be considering releasing with this Nine of Cups in mind. For example, it's not that you're having to let go of wishes and dreams or fulfillment that's gone unfulfilled necessarily. But it's more like we're okay. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's putting a little bit of a shift on the undercurrent here in recognizing truly it. First of all, let's go back to the start here, in acknowledging where you've been investing yourself and seeing those developments, and or feeling even on the opposite, like you've been in this position of need, you've been more in a position of that person in the image who is receiving from the philanthropist person, you know what I mean, the one giving the coins. You're like the beggar, right? You might feel like that at times, or maybe you see certain aspects of yourself or your life being that receiver, and you're wanting to again step into that role of the giver, where you're like, I can take care of myself, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling accomplished. So in this sense, with this Nine of Cups, in terms of what is being called to release here, what aspect or sort of like maybe even facade is like, you know how they like fake it to make smiling, like everything is great, this is the best meal of my life, like, oh my gosh, this tastes terrible, you know what I mean? And so and that's not even a bad thing, because it's something that you're wanting to release. It's something to where one way or another, the I'm hearing like the roles, not that, oh, the roles are being reversed or something, but the roles are being restored, they're being repaired, they're being realigned and balanced, um in any which way, with joy, with relationship, with, you know, those the investments that you've been making in yourself, that you've been putting into like life in general, you know, like I said, it could be your job, it could be a relationship, um whatnot. Okay, what are you ready to step through? Four of Wands, new beginnings, partnerships. Okay, so reaching out, I love the golden hand, reaching out. Okay, in that sense, and we know that the Four of Wands is really about relationships. The energies coming through here are very conducive to somebody's got some kind of relationship situation going on here, or something that might be tied to a new relationship that's desired, or a new beginning in a relationship that's desired. Let's see, I want to just get through, something's telling me, let's just thank you, Spirit. It's going to bring you into deeper alignment here with your heart. Two of Worlds. So we got twos here. Choices and decisions on the table. Um, balance, consideration, reflection, as it said here on the card. Reflection. There's definitely, I'm hearing you're on the fringes for sure of really feeling good about where life is heading and what you are developing, what is finally like the frost, you know, there's still a little bit of this, the winter frost that's thawing. Okay, and so part of, I don't know if this is about you balancing what may seem like opposite worlds, finding your foothold, during perhaps a challenging time where things may feel wobbly, where it's feeling as though it's a balancing act, where it's a juggling act. Um, okay, let's see. Let's see what truth is coming through. What's your full moon revelation? Four of crystals, interesting. So the twos and the fours. Okay, okay, okay. Really, it's all about balance and being steady with your aligned actions, lining up with not feeling as though there's an urgency right now. So, kind of feeling aligned with the present moment is what I'm getting. That's what, like, this full moon energy overall is helping to sync you up with the action of being in the present moment. I don't know if that makes sense, but just feeling actively engaged with what's happening in the present moment rather than kind of like, okay, sitting waiting and saying, okay, let's, when is it time, right? To like really just get into things and be living the dream rather than just kind of working toward living the dream. You know what I mean? It's that sort of energy, that sort of message that I'm present to here. So, as a reminder, in part two, I'm going to be pulling from the Animal Spirit Guides deck in a moment here. But in part two, aside from the angel oracles and the romance angels for the yes no questions, the romantic angel based questions, I am going to be doing a full moon starseed oracle card as well, opening up um to just also maybe just seeing if there's any other additional channeled messages or guidance coming through that I can pull from anyone watching. So, truly, if you have any goals, intentions, questions that you want to address or insights, just, put it out there and see. It's like very low to minimal risk. It's $1. You know, for those who don't know that haven't ever experienced or you know what I mean, gone to a part two before, just so you know, very little to no risk. Yeah, so it's just $1. It's like a pay what you can, what you're vibing. Okay. And so let's see what comes through on that level. So again, we're doing the angel answers, still yes no's, pulling from the animal spirit guides. I don't know that I want to count that one. We got crow magic coming through. Crow's like, don't not acknowledge me now. We got a couple. I didn't even get to go into it. Golden egg, stingray, lamb, crow. I'm not going to read the book on all of these. I love the messages that we're seeing here, especially because I have the lamb association with that four of crystals. I'm not done with this spread necessarily. I don't, I'm gonna just see, feel it out, what how spirit wants me to flow with this. We'll see. But just as a quick one, I'm gonna reshuffle these. um so we're still moving toward that tail end, as I've been saying repetitively now. We're almost there to the year of the snake, closing out the year of the fire horse, opening up, and that's going to be on the solar eclipse new moon. Now, I'm intentioning a workshop putting together. I got to see all the dynamics of that, but hopefully also going to be offering a workbook and all that kind of good stuff for you guys to follow. But we'll get into that later. Just a little bit of an update. Sorry about that. But I'm picking that up with this crow. That was what was telling me we're still sort of emerging from the dark. I don't want to say the dark. It's kind of just like that burn off that I was saying with closing out the year of the snake, energies, karmic lessons, so forth. We're emerging. Okay. You've grabbed the pearl of wisdom. Okay. But we're still emerging from that dimension. All right. What you've got, that pearl of wisdom, the golden egg, golden goose, right? So definitely promise for the future, an investment for the future, like with this Six of Wands, the Ace of Cups, where all of these energies are laying out here. That I'm seeing is like, I don't know why, but just because I know that it's a full moon, but I feel like again the true undercurrent is what this full moon, what's been clearing away is what's not been true to you in terms of a heart and soul level, what truly brings you a sense of joy and fulfillment on your in terms of your wants and your needs, where you may have been pretending that everything was okay, where you may have been, whether it doesn't even have to be that you're pretending with an audience. It doesn't have to be that you're, what I'm trying to say, that you're like showing all this fake content. It's not even about that. It's like for yourself. When you know what I'm trying to, like when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh no, I'm happy. When deep down inside, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not so happier. Or maybe it's the opposite as well, where you have every reason to, it's like when you look at your life, it's like I have every reason to be happy, but maybe you're not connecting to it, you know? And so there's all of those, explore the layers of where true and authentic, what true and authentic fulfillment means to you. And you know what I mean, how you are able to catalyze that to maintain, sustain whatever in your day to day, the balance of not being in a space of like seeking, it's not like, oh, chasing and attracting, not, we're not, yes, okay, whatever, but that's not necessarily what this is about. um Right now, I'm also hearing it's okay to be okay because there are decisions being made. There are things being worked out. There is, sorry, you can't really see the complete word, but an equilibrium that you're moving through as this emergence is happening, even with the stingray. Okay, the alignment of that spine and the rainbow body, your DNA strands also that are being reactivated and recalibrated. Okay, protective measures. I see the eye of God with that diamond. I think of it, the protection, the evil eye energy coming through there. And you being able to just kind of like with the softness of the floral energies, the chalice energies, the healing energies, even with the kind of winteriness in this two of worlds, it's a softness and a protection of your own vulnerability that needs time to breathe. Four of crystals needs time to really gel and come together on a logic and a level. So we're letting things breathe. That lamb and that four of crystals, like in the wild unknown deck, we have a lamb with the four of swords, right? So there's a lot of these kind of nice synchronistic energies coming through. We're just going to keep these, y'all, but some, I don't know, I don't know that I want to read them all out loud for you. Maybe just spirit, let me pray on this real quick. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put these back into the deck. I'm going to reshuffle intentionally, and I'm going to put it out there for you in alignment with just whatever question you may have or guidance that you may be seeking. Okay, for this Leo full moon, let's see what spirit animal emerges and see what insights come through with this spirit animal. Thank you. There we go. Still multiple. So frog, which I recognize a few things. I don't know why, but is it combo? I could be wrong on that. Forgive me. Combo. That medicine practice, right? I think, doesn't it just deal with frog medicine? But frogs, it deals with like the rain here. Ooh, nice buffalo. Look at the rain and then the lightning. Wow. There is some deep ancient wisdom coming through in the emotional body. I remember speaking to the emotional body recently. There's a cleansing, the water with the frog, and guidance from the ancestors, the buffalo. There's a groundedness. There's something here about cleansing the earth, cleansing the timelines, the ancestry, but there's that's where there's like this refreshing kind of aspect to the cleanse, not like a destructive one, even though it may feel that way with the thunder. You see how, like, with the thunder, I'm sorry, the lightning, even in that respect, with the coloring that we're seeing, there's this high heart, crown chakra, third eye energy here. There's a transmutative energy that's here, and lightning also, like thinking of lightning, and the lightning bolts. Oh, it's a flash, right? But being grounded, even though environmentally things may be a bit out of sorts, or um volatile was the word that I wanted to look for. Uncertain, maybe not necessarily even volatile in the personal, like, but in that collective way. So a lot of nice insights. I feel. I don't know how you guys feel by about those insights, but just what's coming through. So connecting to the emotion in it's a very sweet, gentle kind of way, and frog also represents emotional release. Okay. And with that buffalo, there's the wisdom of the ancients. There's also the energy, they say with how the buffalo or the animal will sacrifice itself. So there's an also element of self-sacrifice. I feel that where it's been counterproductive, those old cycles of self-sacrifice, because they said those timelines are being, mended and so forth, and realigned, etc. There's a reboot that's happening. All right. So, that's what I've got for you for this full moon reading. Thanks for hanging in there with me. If you have, that was a little bit kind of drawn out. But I will see those of you who decide to check out part two. Like I said, I'm holding space to pull those other oracle cards, also provide a guided meditation, and of course, as always, continue with this next layer. But I will see you in part two. We're going to read for frog and buffalo. All right, take care. Happy Leo full moon.